There's a good thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it sound one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?
All right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. It is Friday, April 15th, 2022. How the hell are you? You made it. You actually made it to the end of the week. Congratulations. Namaste, as my future, never-to-be future wife, Anjali, would say. Let's have a little fun, shall we? Glad you're here. It is the end of the week for the 9-to-5ers, right? You're not working Friday or Saturday, Sunday. It's Easter weekend. And I know nothing. Just thought I'd pause for a little longer than normal. Tonight, I'm having a really weird thing happening right this second. I don't know. Something's not right. Something is definitely not right. Hold on. This is really weird. Last night, I did a show here, and it's, got a little crazy in the beginning, talking about the things that I don't like always, nothing major, just saying what I really feel. A lot of people take that as being assholey. Me, assholey. There's people who actually think that I was in a mood, like a bad mood, and I took my bad mood, and I brought it into my life right here. Like, everybody knows when I'm here, I'm telling you exactly how I feel. 100%. I don't like mincing words. I try not to. And sometimes a little F-bomb might come out of me or other words. But for the most part, 98% of the time, we're not swearing. We're not going off. There are rants here and there, but people are weird. People are strange. Obviously, nobody gets what we're doing. You guys do. I know you do. But people don't understand that this is a real show. A real show. Like, okay. You go, let's say you go to Jimmy Church, right? And you hear Jimmy doing his thing, and then all of a sudden, somebody will say something, the guest will say something, and he'll go, ha, 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 ha. Oh, golly, wow. Total fake, right? Fake as frickin-ometry. This is the real deal. It'll always be real. I wanted to say it. I want to get it off my chest. Yes. Real feelings, real emotions, passion, for the love of the frickin' everything that is ufology, everything that is the paranormal, everything that is spiritual, everything that is bullshit, we talk about here. That's the show. All right? Next week, I'm going to have guests every day. Every day. I'm going to try. Maybe not every day. Maybe 4 out of the 6 days. Because that's what you want. But it's not because that's why I'm doing it. I want to have guests on. I want to have some people on the show. So we'll have that coming up next week. Maybe I may change it all. I don't know. This is one of those shows where things are different than every other show. This show is not like every other show. It is obvious. And I know some people out there are saying, oh, yeah, this isn't ufology. GUFON isn't ufology. GUFON isn't about getting to the truth. We are more than getting to the truth. We are passionate about getting to the truth. And you know what? Being nice is very nice. But I am irate that there's people out there who lie, cheat, and steal their way and are fake as fuck. And they can't be themselves. There's something about, and this is why I'm talking about the elite media tonight. We have no justice. It's true. We listen to the stupid Pentagon, and they're telling us, UFOs are real. Well, great. And there's people out there on Twitterverse and all over the place saying, why would the government all of a sudden change their tune? They lied about UFOs, and now they're telling us the truth, and we don't believe them. All they did was say that UFOs exist because everybody knows it. They're not telling us any, and it's easy for the Pentagon to say in the New York Times, UFOs exist, because what is a UFO? It's an unidentified flying object. They told you something you already knew, so they literally told you nothing, and you're making it out to think that we are on the path to disclosure because the Pentagon said it. UFOs exist. They never done that before. They did. Just not in so many words. Unbelievable how silly we are. How you can't see through the bullshit. How do you not see it? I laugh every single day. Every day. I find something that makes me laugh. I find something that makes me mad. I find something that hits my emotional spot where I'm sensitive. And then there's shit that doesn't even affect me. This does affect me. And I want to thank Brett S. for a $10 super non-chat. It is the first one of the night. We here at GUFON are a donated, supported show through PayPal, Super Chat, Super Sticker, Cash App, and the other stuff. All the links are in the description of every show, even on the homepage of GUFON here. Brett did it right. No message, no emoji picture. He just sent it through the computer. Damn, that took long. I got it. I don't eat cricket legs. Now, I don't know why a cricket leg. I'm not even going to test it. But it was an interesting choice, Brett. Thank you very much. That's a $10 super chat. It is the first non-super chat of the night. Thank you very much. Let's give him. That's right, Brett S. with a $10 super chat. No sticker, no chat. Good. For being first. Mucho gusto, generoso. Under 17, not permitted without parent. Continuing supporter of GUFON. Thanks, Brett S. Thank you. Mucho gusto, generoso. Roll call. What? Yeah, well, ufology is about to get a reality check. That's what we're talking. I'll go over what I mean. because I think you're going to agree. And this is kind of a continuation from last night's show, more or less. But we're in for a bumpy ride. Mario's Taco. Welcome to the show. William Bonney 420. Welcome to the show. Mark Stevens. Saying a lot of stuff. Good to see. Good to see. Welcome to the show. I don't know if I know who you are. I think you're new here. Do I know you? I don't know if the name looks familiar, but I don't know. It's something about the orange that's throwing me off. But welcome anyway. Member Den Bub. What's up, bub? Welcome to the show. The Baconator. Lee Guys here. Welcome to the show. Member of GUFON, Rebecca Wiles. How you doing, Rebecca? Welcome to the show. Geometria, Mike. What's up? How you doing? Yeah, we will laugh tonight. No. I'll make sure of it. I'll make sure of it. We're going to have a little fun. Nah, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it's Friday. I like to have fun on Friday. Who's next? Member Crystal Sarasale. John P. Adventures. Welcome to the show there. John Hintz. Welcome to the show. Carl Ann. Welcome to the show. Mark D. Truth Searcher. Welcome to the show. Is it harder and harder for you to laugh at sheeple? I have no problem laughing. Casual preparedness. Welcome to the show. Definition of liars. See Guberment. Welcome. ZZKJ Bry. Unknown unknowns. Haha, people's become invested in speculation. Exactly. Because that's all ufology is. Speculation with very little evidence. Lots of stuff, but nothing really solid. The beautiful one, Felicia Flores, welcome to the show. Let's get to the front door. Member Samantha Morris, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I think it just passed over a few things here. Wow, Italian Pitbull, nice to meet your acquaintance. I don't know if we met, but I like your style already. I like the lion. And I like the truth. Oh, I mean, come on. All right, welcome. And it is an Easter weekend. Lisa M. Oh, look at the bunny ears. That is Super Bunny. You are Super Bunny. I love it. Welcome to the show. Bob Birkins. 2 B's are better than 1. Welcome to the show. Member Ben Yorkshire UK with a £2, £2, $2. Throwing it out there. Got it. Ow! What is that? Why would you send this? Piece of cactus? I got a frog's leg and a cricket leg and this? All right. I see what's going on tonight. We're in a different universe, aren't we? We're in a different universe right now. I like your style, though. Welcome to the show. Mucho gusto generoso, a continuing supporter of GUFON. Hey, member Black Lotus Productions. What's up? How you guys doing? Huh? Yeah. Good show last night. Caught the Thursday show. Welcome. The Josh and Artemis show. Welcome to the show. All right, let's get going. Carol Burnett. I know, Caroline Barnett. How you doing? Good to see you. We love the glasses. Love glasses. I like women with hair and glasses and eyeballs. Women, you gotta have eyeballs. Like eyeballs on a woman. FAP. Welcome to the show. All right. XStevieX, the Gorilla Gamer, who's a member. Welcome. All right, let's go. If I didn't say hi, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means I just can't do this all night. So let's get going. Eric81872, can't forget you. And we're good to go. So I was on Alien Addicts show a couple hours ago. It ended 2 hours ago. And You know, we were talking about the Bob Lazar tapes. You know, the significance of Bob Lazar. What is he to the community? And, you know, I don't know anymore anything new about Bob Lazar. But the tapes are, I mean, they're interesting. You know, I wish there was more because I'm selfish that way. But we've pretty much heard everything Bob Lazar can say. I'm just surprised a lot of people aren't talking about these tapes that have never been heard before, that have been released through Michael Schratt, Third Phase of Moon, had permission to do that. And I don't know, man. It's weird that it's not really viral. I thought people loved Bob Lazar, like you know, being a super popular guy who says he worked at S4 at, you know, next door to Area 51, and listening to those tapes because Third Phase put out part 2 last night. It was pretty interesting because he gives more detail about being inside the UFO and things like that. Now, mind you, this is 1990. You know, this is when he first started talking about it. And the strange thing is, I even noticed it. It sounds like he's talking today, you know, and it's just, his voice really hasn't changed that much. And yeah, I listen to me from 15 years ago, you know, and I sound pretty much exactly the same. Now, actually, I sound a little different, but the microphone's different too. I don't know. They are original, never been heard. Even though we've heard the dialogue, there is some new dialogue in the audio clips that were played on Third Phase. And, you know, I'll pull it up here. We'll listen to a few minutes of it. I'm not going to go crazy and play minutes upon minutes of it. But I want to focus on tonight after I play a couple of minutes of this Bob Lazar stuff. You know, I want to talk about the media. And we've talked about it in the past. But I think we're in a lot of trouble in the next few months. And I mean that. I mean ufology as a field, as a study, as a science. I think we're going to see some stuff, and there's going to be a lot of drama about what we're looking at. Because this NY UAP discussion stuff with this Andy guy who will be on the Josh and Artemis show tomorrow, which I cannot wait. I am not happy with Andy. And I got to be honest, I don't like his attitude. He's getting defensive about people bitching about how he just didn't put the videos out there and he's charging for them. Well, in his eyes, he's not charging for them. He's just part of getting the symposium together. Costs money, he says. Because he put up a video on his channel talking about why you shouldn't be upset with him. There's going to be plenty to be upset about. And he posted this video on his channel. It was a UFO from France. And it's shooting down lights. And I played it yesterday for a minute. I have it here. I'll show it real quick again. And he's signing off on it that it's legit, he thinks. And I've talked to several people about this video. And a lot of people are just, that is the fakest piece of shit video they've ever seen. I'm like, you know how people are. I'm the same way. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's always ever the worst, you know. But this one is pretty bad. And I'll play you 5 seconds of it here just because. So let's put that there. Go here. This thing. You know, that's over France. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this. I already see issues with this video. Issues. This looks like the dumbest thing in a long time. That looks awful. Just awful. Why? Well, it's just funny how there's, the lights are coming out of the craft the way they do, but it's almost as if there's some sort of haze in the sky. Yeah, it's wrong. This isn't real. There's something wrong with this video for sure. What I find interesting about this stupid video is that it looks like there's only lights on this side. They forgot, no lights coming out the other side, just here, which is weird. Because don't you think that if this was a real craft, like, why would they just open up a third of the ship here and show the lights like this? Why don't we see these beams all around? Just coming out one side? You know what I mean? It's fake. That's why. It's fake. When they thought about making the art for this, they didn't realize, oh yeah, people aren't, I mean, this looks so stupidly defined. For a nighttime video with a cell phone, does not come in this clear. Especially right here. There's just something wrong. Yeah, it's all wrong to me. Again, it's my expert analysis, and I don't even have to dig deep to know that that is fake. And let's say it is real. Let's say it is. Drone? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. It's just funny how this beam goes out further than this beam. Why is that? The ones on the end. And what is this? It's just strange. It's wrong. And Andy's he promoted that. And this is the guy who's going to give us the 3 or 4 videos on the 27th of May at the symposium, where if you're not watching online by paying for access, then you're not going to be able to see these videos until they post short versions of them on the internet. That's what I heard. But we'll find out more tomorrow on the Josh and Artemis show. But we're in a lot of trouble, and that's just one of the things that we're going to be dealing with in the next 90 days. Alfie Joe Bob with a $10 super sticker. Are you kidding? A super sticker for real? Let's take a look. What kind of super sticker did you put there? Oh, looks like we went over. Oh, wow. That's weird. It shows the right color on YouTube, but when it comes over to StreamYard, it's green. It should be yellow. But thank you for the, it's a graphic of like a PlayStation joystick that's flexing arms that are full of muscle and 2 legs. And that's a new one. I've never seen that one. Alfie Joe Bob with the continuing support for GUFON. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it, man. A continuing supporter of GUFON. Thank you. I am in the process of making up, I've got 3 new sound effects, if not something to go along with the new videos for people who donate and stuff like that. So I'm making them this way. I'm almost done actually, but hey, member Dunbub with $7 too. Look at you guys. Thank you so much for the support. It's going to be a slow night. I've already predicted it. I knew it. I don't know what's going on tonight. This is just going to be one of those nights where we don't have, I'm telling you, tonight is weird. Tonight is going to be weird for GUFON. Because I just watched the numbers. It was at 100, dropped down to 83, back up to 90. It's weird. Yeah. I don't know why it always takes 30 minutes for people to roll in, but I guess it does. I guess the first 15 minutes people are used to me just yapping my lips about nothing, which I think needs to be addressed, saying hi to everybody. Remember, Denbub, thank you very much for the... Got it. God. What are you guys doing? Why do I have ant legs? What is going on? What universe am I in? Ant legs, cricket legs, and the other thing, cactus? I know what the problem is. Thanks, Denbub. Appreciate it. You are a continuing supporter of GUFON. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And yeah, I heard something pop in as we were talking. Let me check just to make sure I didn't miss anything. How's that even possible? $8. $8? Nathan, thank you on PayPal. Thank you so much. And what? This is unbelievable. Thank you very much, by the way, Nathan, who is our one of our moderators here. I'm having a mind job going on right now. Yeah, really weird mind job going on. You know? All right, I'm going to play some of the Bob Lazar stuff, because I think what I'm going to play is a little bit interesting. He definitely gives a little more detail. If you haven't heard it, it's interesting. It's interesting. All right, let me pull this up. Right from the get-go, I believe. If I recall, last night, I was in and out of sleep while I was in the chat. Here we go.
I guess went to the...
No, this because the reactor was removed and this tube just goes to the base.
Oh, okay. What goes on in the tube?
Go for it. This is where the 115's at. That was a copper color.
The cap was too?
No, the cap was... Yeah, just the cone inside. Or the 115 inside.
And this tube, I guess, went to the...
No, this because the reactor was removed and this tube just goes to the base.
Oh, okay. What goes on in the tube? Is that...
I think this gets into the reactor portion. The 115 sits in here and it's in a triangular shape, and the point of it sits level with this tube. And I think this is where the reaction's taking place, where they it really looks like a little accelerator where they're accelerating a proton, interacting it with here, and then on the base here. Now all this happens within 2 inches, which is fantastic. On the base here, there's some thermionic generator, and this is where they're converting the heat to electrical power, and where it's producing as a byproduct the gravity wave, which for some reason propagates to the skin of this device. But the
was the 115 a square-based triangular shape, or is it a complete triangular?
Just like that, a piece with ridges in it. Just a slice.
Oh.
From what I understand, the way these are cut is the 115 comes in discs, like silver dollar size. They're stacked up. I don't know how they're attached together. This is put on a lathe and cut into a cone. And then with the cone, they slice through it. and then those slices form these. So they have a little
Actually,
curve on top.
Yeah, it'd almost be like that
Exactly.
as I go through.
Exactly. Now, why
Yeah.
this is done, I don't know. If it's just to cut it in a triangle, why not take a piece and do
Do a
this?
pie.
Obviously, there's some reason they have to go through all that trouble. But that's what the ridges
Something-
are on them.
Probably something about surface area, I think.
I don't know.
Is it heavy material?
Yes. Yeah, you can tell it's strange. Just holding it with tongue, it's over heavy.
Is it radioactive at all?
Supposedly it's an alpha emitter, but the piece that I had and I tested, it was just, if it is, it's the lowest level alpha particle emitter I've ever. You just let it run for hours and try and gauge it over background. It might be 1 or 2 counts every 15 or 20 minutes above background. So it's, I don't know what.
So what you're saying is that it's extremely safe
Yes.
to work.
Yeah. Now, all heavy.
Toxic?
Well, okay, all heavy metals are toxic.
Yeah, the
And
machining
generally,
or cutting, anything like that would be
Generally, the
toxic.
heavier they get, the more toxic they are. So I imagine it's highly toxic. Now, it may not be, but I think following along standard lines of the normal elements, I would imagine it's very toxic.
That's pretty interesting. I want to thank Brian Kegler for a $5 YouTube. I can't believe I just said YouTube. PayPal support. Thank you very much. Let me see if there's any messages. Oh, wow. He's asking me something. About last night. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I'll get Caroline. Is it Caroline? I don't want to say Carolyn and be wrong, but thank you, Caroline Barnett. A $10 loving eye emoji. I don't know what they call those with eye hearts. Thank you very much. That's a $10 super chat with the sticker, and I'm just gonna I'll get back to you though in a second. Thank you very much. And Brian Kegler, I think you're a first-time contributor too, right? If that's the case, well. I'm immature. Thank you. So Brian sent $10 last night as the show ended, he told me. Thank you again, Brian. But there's questions here, and I think these are really interesting. From Brian Kegler, question 1, and we'll get back to Bob Lazar. He's not going anywhere. He asks, what would you do? And you guys think about what you would do and put it in the chat room. I'd be interested to know what you people would do. What would you do if you found out that the information behind disclosure, if leaked to the general public, was so massive a paradigm shift that it would most likely destroy civilization as we know it? Example, our reality and history is fake. What if they said that to us? All the religions are wrong. We are just the latest in a long line of experiments on Earth. What would you do with that knowledge if you knew it was 100% validated? So the question again is, what would I do if I knew the real truth? Now, there's no mincing words here. The real truth. If I found out, validated, verified, confirmed, that our reality And our history is totally something else. It's fake. Christopher Columbus never happened. The Vikings, bullshit. You know, all that stuff. It didn't happen. All the religions are wrong, aren't they? Aren't they anyway? Did anybody watch Zeitgeist to find out where Jesus Christ came from? Anybody? I know. It's very controversy. It's very controversial, that movie. Just get past the first 15 minutes and hold on. That movie woke me up because I did my research after I watched that movie and I was pissed because I feel like I wasted a lot of time for nothing and worshiping something that didn't exist. Not that I did anyway, but when I found that out, I changed everything. I don't pray to a God. I pray to the universe. So that's my God. And I feel that, I don't know, maybe it's just the day and age of where we are technologically speaking, where we are as far as what we know, you know, all the advances and all the discoveries, other planets and, you know, all that stuff. Is it just God, I believe, should be whatever you want it to be. I think you should be able to pray to something that you enjoy praying to and make it real. Because let me tell you something, if you're doing something like that, the universe picks up on it anyway. And that's good. They have found out through studies that actual prayer helps people. It's amazing. Just that positiveness. There's some energy that comes of it. A lot of people may not be familiar with the water test. Remember the water molecule test? Where they had 4 glasses of water and each one had a word on it. Anger, love, jealousy, and I don't know whatever the other one was, right? Greed, I don't know. But you had 2 good ones and 2 negative ones. Well, when they analyzed the water, and people would walk by and they would look at the thing, and you're supposed to think of something negative, then look at that cup of water and it says happy, and think of something happy that makes you, I genuinely do that. When they check the molecular structure of the water in each cup, the ones that were positive, that had the love and happy times and all that stuff, it was very symmetrical. Almost, you know, perfectly put together shapes. And then you looked at the other ones, the negative ones, and everything was disjointed. It was ugly. Nothing was uniform. And we're made of 80% water? We're a walking... this just blows me away when I thought about this. So, you really can... I can't think. I've got all these thoughts going through. Let me take a step. Life is what you make of it. You've heard me say that before. You want to live in a world where everything sucks? Well, welcome to your sucky life. You want to live in a world where, you know, things are positive, your glass is half full, and, you know, it's going to be sunny later on in the day. Well, you pretty much will have a good life. You'll feel happy and positive, and so maybe it's possible that if I was to get this information and not say anything, I think that would be the right choice. I just went from one thing to the other, I know. I just didn't want to talk about that anymore. I was going somewhere with it, to be honest, and I lost my way. But I think you make your reality. That's what it says. Our reality and history is fake was one of the questions from Brian. Or examples of what information may be given to me about the reality of our existence. What would I do with it? I would keep that shit to myself, to be honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with people praying and worshiping a God. So religions, do whatever you want. I just don't like all the back, the pedophilia and the money, and there's so much corruption. And Catholicism, I think, is probably the worst of them, right? Isn't it? I don't know, man. How about this one? I find out that we are the latest in a long line of experiments on Earth. Like, why would you give that information to the public? What good would it be to know that everything that's laid out in front of you is an experiment? Can I answer that question? I don't care. I don't care. I'm happy. I like the way the world is set up. I like the way there's a sun and a moon and the clouds and the weather systems, and we have water and all this land and mountains and deep caverns and so many places to explore and so many things we don't know and so many different species everywhere you go on the planet. You got ice at the poles. It's hot in the center, and it's at the equator. You have volcanoes and earthquakes and asteroids that could rain down on us someday. And here we are on our little prison planet. And to be honest, that rolls right into the elite media. We'll get back to Bob Lazar sometime. I don't know. Maybe we won't. I think this is more interesting. AL Warrior with a $5 super sticker. What'd you throw at me tonight? Let's see. You are a continuing supporter of GUFON. Where is it? It's the Lemonhead and Lemon Child, adult and child, playing the trumpet, marching to a happy tune. Well, thank you, AL Warrior. See, that's uplifting. That's a fun one. I never seen that one before. They're coming up with some cute ones. I wish I could play it for you, but it won't let me. Thank you. Mucho gusto, generoso. Appreciate that. So, what great... See, this is a coincidence what just happened here. This is interesting. That Brian Kegler sent me this last night. I didn't know what kind of show I was doing till I woke up. This already came in last night. And here we are. It is a perfect... What do they call that? Transfer right to what we're talking about. Because I feel like we are living in a prison. More or less a zoo. I'll call it a zoo. It's not a prison. Can we leave? Technically, yes, but only if you're trained for it. So, no. We just can't get up and leave the planet. Would we all agree with that? Okay. All right. We're trying. We've only been to the moon, which is literally 10 times around the Earth. 238,000 miles away in a few days to get there. Right? So we're not going anywhere soon. And if we are, we're just going to hang out in orbit. So we're stuck here. It is a prison zoo. All right? Maybe we're not supposed to go anywhere. We don't have wings, and we don't have magical powers to go flying anywhere we want with this meat suit. So we're here. And we're living out our lives. And I would like to think that everything is connected. And if it was, then a butterfly that flaps its wings on one side of the planet can possibly create a hurricane on the other side of the planet. To me, that's a trip. Can you imagine if that is something that's possible? It might be. That's how we're all connected. This whole planet really runs off of, I think, possibly one hive mind that may be a computer. It may be something that we can't imagine. But you have to think about the human body. It just isn't natural for this planet. Yeah, we survive here, but not very well after 35 years old. Aches and pains and so much shit happens. You'll wait until you're there. Okay, I never knew till I hit 40. And then when I hit 50, it sucks. But, keep working out, doing your own thing, eat right, whatever, don't take drugs, hoppa, everything in moderation. We're just living our lives here. So, with that being said, is this evolution or is this something that was designed? Creation. Who created it? We cannot find the missing link, yet we are 97% of a chimpanzee DNA-wise. That to me is a trip. We're 3 little percentage points of DNA from eating bananas and walking around with our naked furry bodies. All right? So, how? How did that happen? Could it be evolution? Could it be our creators? Could be the Anunnaki? I forget, we talked about some other one. The Nephilim, maybe? Well, whatever we are, I don't think we're designed for this earth. We have to wear clothing or we'll get sunburned. Why? All the other animals don't need to cover themselves up, but we do. It's bright outside. Our eyes will hurt if you look at the sun, and you will go blind if you stare at it. You should wear sunglasses while you're outside. Bop-ba-dop-ba-dop-ba-dop. It's weird. Our body clocks are set on 28-day cycles, similar to Mars. Thought that was weird. So, whether we are scattered throughout the solar system, the galaxy, or the universe, I don't think you and I will know. Maybe someday. But maybe John Lear is right, and there's 2 million humans inhabiting our solar system all over. I don't believe it. Because it's so crazy. Like, how could you believe it? Just like it's so crazy, how could you believe that we're living in a zoo? Well, I like to look at life as an ongoing movie. I really do. I think we all have roles in life. Everybody has something to do. Everybody has to eat, sleep, do whatever. And we're all very complex in our thoughts, in our manners, in everything we do. Yet we're all similar. We're all the same, but different. It does seem like we are an experiment. And that is something I would not disclose to the American people if I found out one day that that was 100% true. There's no way I would do that. Nobody would believe it anyway. So to answer these questions about are we just the latest in a long line of experiments on Earth, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't tell everybody that religions are fake. To some extent, I think people really believe it. Like, come on. I don't know. I guess there are people who believe it. What do I know? Our reality and history is fake. I'm not so sure I would say that either. These are things that could cause a massive paradigm shift. And I think it would be very dangerous to put that information out there. But think about this. The things you buy, the things you think of, the entertainment, it's all put out by now. What is the elite media? Where are we here? The elite media. In the old days, 60s and 70s, when TV just turned to color and was getting very popular, journalism was for like the blue collar family type of scenario, you know, living middle class, upper to lower middle class people trying to make a difference in the world. And people went to journalism school, and it was a very competitive, but it was also information that you could trust, and that was given out to the world on TV and radio and everything else. Well, what happened is, as generation after generation kept going, more handshake deals behind closed doors, a lot of people doing stuff to get the story out, because then cable came out and everything exploded, all these different channels, all these different places where a lot of people would want to be on TV. Cable television changed the way media is done nowadays. Now, instead of the hardworking middle class trying to get a job in journalism and have a voice in the community, now it is run by Hollywood elitists. It's true. It's people with a lot of money, their children are in journalism, or hand-me-downs, you know, like, hey, my dad used to be this guy. He got me this job in journalism. Now I'm the guy, and I will do anything they tell me to do, because they get scripts on the news. And guess who it's probably run by? The entertainment industry. Everything's about the dollar, right? It's about money. So where do UFOs fit in, you're asking? Well, what does this have to do with what we do here, Rich, the paranormal? Well, it does a lot. It plays a huge role in getting out the truth. Why? Because these elitists and private corporations want us to know a lie. They don't want us to know the truth about aliens and UFOs. Don't you think it was interesting how Lou Elizondo was going on CNN, MSNBC, even Fox? He was all over, saying the same thing. Threat, 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 threat. Da-da-da-do-do-do, threat. 180 days came, threat is gone. AOI MSG office, say goodbye to the UAPTX, whatever the frig that thing is. And pretty soon, I think they'll name somebody who's going to run it here in October, September, around then. Why? Because that was all scripted. And it happened during COVID, which was really interesting. Don't you think the way COVID was handled and run, that it seemed like it was a planned thing? Don't you think it was planned? I don't know. I'm going pretty deep into the conspiracy woo box for this one, folks. But something ain't right. And if something isn't right, then something is wrong. And I believe that the Hollywood elitists and, where are we? The elite media, I think they're writing the script for what the Pentagon, where'd they go, wants to give us as far as UFOs. Why UFOs, though? Why? What is the purpose of Lou Elizondo and Corbell and all this other stuff. Why? What is so important that he had to be on TV as much as he was the last couple of years? I keep asking myself this question day after day after day. I don't know if I have the answer. Turn this off. Thought I did. Must have accidentally turned it back on. Why? And I don't know. The only thing that makes sense is that there were a lot of people seeing shit and they had to cover it up. So it was, hey, we don't know what it is. It's a threat because it's in our airspace. ATIP was not about UFOs, if you remember. OSAP was, but ATIP was about unidentified objects from our adversaries. Had nothing to do with aliens or unknowns, but it turned into that. And they gave us a show. They did. And they did. We got a show. But why? And I don't know. And, you know, Lou is seemingly the right-looking guy to play that role, to play that part. I think it's strange how a lot of us look like the roles we're supposed to be in at this very moment. But Lou definitely looks the part of a counterintelligence dude who worked with the, Pentagon in a secret ATIP program, whatever. But they are giving us what they want to give us, and I can't figure out why. It might have to be, the reason probably is because there's a lot of shit that was being seen by pilots, people not in the know. You've seen the videos, people in airplanes recording stuff, and I don't know if they caught anything legit or if it was another airplane out in the distance and they just couldn't focus in enough, so it looked like a Tic Tac. But they brought us the Nimitz, the Russell, I think the Eisenhower and some other dead president situation with UAPs. But they brought all that stuff in talking about the Tic Tac that David Fravor named it. I believe he named it that. You and I will never see the Tic Tac, and that's planned. We'll never see it. For all I know, it may not exist, but I think it does. February last year, a TWA flight, and you all know the story if you were around, called in that a cylindrical object passed right over the top of them. I guess it's like hypersonic speeds. And another airplane saw it and it was called in. And, we had the recordings and everything like that. So pilots were seeing stuff, reporting it. It was leaking out. For a cylindrical object to pass over an airplane, a commercial jet, not in a war zone, not in a test facility, not at a gunnery range, but a commercial airliner. It makes you wonder, was that a UFO or was that a weapon that was shot at it? It's really strange. But it's a show. And that story was leaked out, and it probably shouldn't have been. But they approve everything that goes out. I believe they do. I believe it's all planned out. Everything. Yeah, you can't predict that was if a UFO was going to go past a jet airliner. I mean, that just happened. I don't think that was in the script, unless it was. I don't know. I feel like we're being played. That's the whole reason I'm going over this right now. I feel like we're being played, Because what's coming up now in the next couple of weeks or days? About a week and a half. Lou Elizondo's book. So we're going to be in for a little bumpy ride with that. I don't know if I want to buy it, but I probably will because I want to know what's in it. But I was told not to buy it because we already know what's in it. So I'm going to wait and see what happens after a couple of days. And I'll think about if I'm going to buy that book. But after that, apparently, and I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but Corbell's supposed to drop some shit. And I don't know if that's going to happen in May or right after May. But Corbell's got some stuff that he's going to bring out again. And then we've got the New York UAP discussion Andy guy who brought us the rubber duck last year. Remember that? Nothing burger of a UFO? Remember that? Yeah, me too. Yeah, it was disappointing. It was... So we're going back down that road. We are in for a bumpy ride. And it is, and I'm telling you right now, whether you like it or not, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I don't like that it's got to be done the way it's being done. I hate that. I hate the way it's being done. But things are being run a certain way. I believe it's the elite media. I believe it's people in power with money are pretty much pointing us in the direction where they want us to look. And they're very good at what they do. This is what they do. This is their profession. This is their expertise. They are controlling what we buy. They're controlling what we eat, where to go for vacation, everything. I know, that's a go to Telluride. It's beautiful in the wintertime. Yeah, go there. I mean, I know, that all makes sense. I get it. But then you look at the shit that's happening in real life. Inflation. And, the war. Those blue states that, like Los Angeles and California and Chicago and New York, they all turning into slums pretty much from what I've seen. People pissing and shitting on the sidewalks and looting and all sorts of crime like we've never seen. It's all planned. All that's planned. And the way it's put out is very scary. When you read about things in the newspaper, they won't put whether it's a black guy. They'll avoid that as much as they can. We've all seen it. And I'm not saying anything that's wrong. That's the truth. The media doesn't want to show any crime, unless you're a white guy. It is the attack of the white guys right now, and white people. Maybe we deserve it, but I don't. I know a lot of you don't. It's very few people that ruin it for the rest of us. But I don't want to get into that type of conversation here tonight. I've already said way too much. But when you look at religion, and there's no proof of God. You got to have faith in it. There's very little. There's more proof that there are UFOs with aliens in them than there is God. Would you agree on that? Me neither. I have never seen a piece of a UFO in my entire life. Have you? Nobody has. Elizondo thinks he's seen something. That's the impression I got, but I'm sure he just saw some cool technology. Probably just saw something that we perfected, being invisible. Now you just press a button and you're invisible. Maybe they perfected that. Yeah, I don't know. But I do want to tell you, though, as hardcore as it is to be a human being on this planet right now, they are telling us that it is possible that we may be able to communicate with aliens telepathically. Telepathy. Right? They're telling us that. Elizondo said it. He said it. It's a long way from Bob Lazar saying he worked at S4. It's a long way to go in 30-something years. But think about it. If you go back to Bob Lazar and then fast forward to where we are now, how much closer are we to disclosure in the last 35 years? No matter what they say, we're not any closer. It's a game. It's a game. And I don't know. I'm going to be a little optimistic here. I think we do have technology. And I think, in my opinion, I don't think it's from a crashed alien spaceship or two. I think we found the shit at an archaeological site somewhere. Wherever. I don't know. I think that's what we found. And I think that's interesting. Because what else is hidden under the world or in a tree or in a pillar of stone? It's interesting. That's what I think. Yeah. And apparently this technology is like magic. Because we can't explain how it works, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But there's no proof. Nothing. In at least 35 years. Would you agree? Tell me where there's proof. I'm waiting. I don't want to hear about the Admiral Wilson files. Yeah. I don't want to hear about Linda Moulton, Howdy Doody, Fresh and Fruity's little Antarctic guys. Although, if I do believe in that theory that it was from an archaeological dig site, is it possible that those guys, whatever they were, number 1 and number 2, maybe that's a real story. That's what I don't like about this place. Hey, Bex, with I believe that's $2 in Swedish. I can't remember. Hooah, hooah. Is that what you're saying? Hooah, hooah. Thank you very much. A continuing supporter of GUFON. Grazie, grazie. Oh, no. Never mind. Thank you. Appreciate it. Next. Hey, member David Wilcox with the $5 Canadian Super Chat says, disclosure is a carrot on a stick. You're right. And we're the donkeys. We're the donkeys. Hey, by the way, you have... oh, not you. I mean, the guy with the similar name. He better come up with that flying car at the end of the year. Like, we're going to forget about that. Hey, thank you very much, member David Wilcox. Appreciate the $5 support. Because we are donkeys chasing that carrot on a stick. We are asses for believing anything we see. It's fun to imagine, right? It's fun. It's fun to imagine. But that's it. You have to live in reality. Brian Kegler with another $5. And he says, thank you, by the way, Brian. Cows and humans do indeed share 80% of their DNA, the building block of all life on Earth, according to this 2009 study in the journal Science. But humans are genetically closer to a host of species than they are to cows including cats, dogs, horses, and our closest relatives, apes. Yep, we are close. You know, if you think about it, all the species that you mentioned here, all the animals, cows, cats, dogs, horses. Horses and cows I would put in the same, right? They'd be pretty much the same. Apes, and then you have cats and dogs here. Maybe that's why we have relationships with all of these, except for the cows. But cows are supposed to be very spiritual animals, right? From what I heard. I don't know how. One thing about apes, I'd like to know if apes have a soul. I'd like to know that. We have seen many videos where we see ghost dogs or ghost cats. I've never seen a ghost horse or cow. But I would like to know why we never see any apes. Spirit apes. Hey, I want a spirit ape. I don't know, man. Thank you, Brian. But they give us what they want us to see. And the reason I was thinking about this elite, the Pentagon, and everything, because even in movies, it's almost as if they're giving us the answers or a little peek into reality through movies. Right? But my question has always been, why is it taking so freaking long? Why? If they would have done disclosure when they should have 60 years ago, imagine where we'd be now. And that goes back to my thought earlier where I said we can't leave the planet safely. I don't think we'll ever make it to interstellar space. Not with the propulsion shit we got now. But how long did it take for Voyager to get to interstellar? 40 years? 40 years. 41 or 2 years, I think, right? When they launched that thing, it took that long for that. And they sped it up by using the gravity of a few planets and moons to get it going really fast. And it still took 40 years to get to the end of the solar system. You're halfway dead. And you didn't even leave home. So how are we going to go anywhere and expect to find life with the technology we have now? And why, if we have the technology, aren't we using it? Oh my God, it makes your head spin. There's a reason why we cannot know the truth. And they're making sure what I think's happening in the media, I think they're giving us a way to be in that reality without actually sending us there. This is almost like a training seminar for society. And I think once we do get the metaverse, right? They're coming out with that metaverse, if they're not already on Facebook, where you're actually living in this place. I like that. I like it. I always wanted to go into a universe like that and interact with people all over the world. Let's go meet in New York and have some lunch. You know? You actually go to New York. You know? Sit there across from each other. Wearing your shit on your head, you know? Looking at each other. And meanwhile, all this stuff is happening all around you. It's real. It might as well. When I do the Oculus, it's freaking real. I'm telling you, it's bizarre. It is. It's so much fun. But maybe that's to train us for leaving this planet someday, in 100 years, 200 years. If I live 20 more years than I think I'm going to live, to 2056, yeah, that would be nice if I could live to 2050. I want to make it to 2050. I'll be 78 years old, something like that. That's good enough. That's good enough. Oh, no. I'll be 82. That's good enough. I think by then they might have the rejuvenation thing picked up. I was able to take 10 years off. I'm really 54, but I'm actually now 44, genetically speaking. So I got 10 years back. So now I'll live to be 78 instead of 68. I think that they give us some insight as to other realities that maybe they know of. What if that was the case? What if they make these movies a certain way, you know, with all these multiple dimensions and time travel? Imagine if that stuff really existed. That'd be a trip. I don't think you can. I think time travel is one of the worst things we could ever do. Because you're literally doing that butterfly effect. If you go back 20 years, okay, and let's say I didn't want to meet the somebody. I'll use my ex-wife as an example. Let's say I purposely stayed away from her. Or I made sure that that version of me never meets her again. Yeah, I wonder how that would play out. Now that's breaking off a vein of that time and making it skew off into an alternate reality. Just one thing changes everything. Just your presence in another time has to change something. Because you're not supposed to be there. So you're displacing the time and space on the planet. That could create that butterfly effect. Hey, because your body entered in this place, that created a little ripple wind that created this monster storm, you know, and so on and so forth. And it killed President this and you know, and he never became president. And oh my God, all because that I popped into, you know, 1860? Yes, just being there changes everything. That's the truth. So if you're going to go time travel, go to the future. Don't go back. Only to come home. That's it. By the way, time travel will never, ever happen. It can't. It just can't. Bex with the $5 Swedish meatball. I don't know. Thank you very much. I don't know what is it Swedish? I forget. Sweden, right? Thank you again. That time there was no message, no sticker. Got it. Oh, please be food. What is going on? A rock? Oh, it's a snail. Shell. Ew, there's a snail in there. Get that out of there, dude. Cricket legs, ant antennas. What the hell's going on tonight? Thanks. Mucho gusto generoso. A continuing supporter of GUFON. Good. Thank you very much. All right. Well, anyway, I think we're living in a scripted, almost free will society on a planet within a zoo that is our home. That's it. That's where we're at. That's it. That's where we're at. You understand, right? Is Bob Lazar telling us the truth? Who cares, right? I don't care anymore. But I do have a couple of videos I want to play for you. first, oh, check this out. I forgot to play this yesterday or the day before. It made me laugh. It's called Meta, like metaverse. Meta those who hunt men's souls. And this is from Midnight Ride.
It's time for us to adopt a new company brand to encompass everything that we do.
Look at the way he talks. He and Corbell went to the same acting shul.
To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same.
This guy's a
It's
robot.
still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology around people.
He's a robot.
Hey, and welcome.
Hey, did you see that insincere? Watch.
Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together. Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology around people. Hey.
He looked like he was, I don't know, man. It's weird.
People.
Watch. Beep. What a horrible, this is awful. All right, I'll continue.
Hey, and welcome to Connect. Today, we're going to talk about...
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, Bex, that's a Norwegian krona. The hell did I get my thing from? All right. Thank you for that. Sorry, I messed up so badly. That was awful. Norwegian krona. Got it. I was looking for something. Oh, yeah, I got to put this up. I keep forgetting. This is fair use for educational purposes. I am inciting fair use. There we go.
The metaverse, starting with the most important experience of all, connecting with people.
They just told him, look up and act like you hear some birds and shit.
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're instantly in your home space. It has parts of your physical home recreated virtually. It has things that are only possible virtually. And it has an incredibly inspiring view of whatever you find most beautiful.
Hey, are you coming?
Yeah, just gotta
Yeah, give me 30 seconds. I'll be right there. Butana. Hey, are you coming? I came 3 times already. Yeah. Yeah.
find something to wear.
I gotta find some underwear, he said.
All right, perfect.
That's the real one. This is the real one. The one we were watching was CGI. This is the real dude.
Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
What's up, Mark?
You see what I mean? It's been joked around that he's a robot, right? That he isn't real. And yet, now we're watching this and we're going into the eyes of a CGI-induced dude. He's a robot in real life. This is reality check. Oh, it's so amazing.
Whoa, we're floating in space?
Uh-huh.
Who made this place? It's awesome.
Right? It's from a crater I met in LA.
This
All
place.
right, I can't do this anymore. I'm about to hurt myself, you know. Well, maybe later I will. All right. Oh, here's something I forgot to play. This is stupid. Oh,
Asked for.
this is not stupid. Hold on. I'm going to play it and I don't care. Whatever happened to this guy, Mr. MBB 33333333?
But what's so cool about it, for some reason this is recirculating. I've had two different people share that with me, but I want to share with you guys my experience with that rocket launch that occurred a few years back. Keep in mind, I'm over here in Arizona, okay? Let me pause it real quick. I took this video. It was at 6:33 p.m. It originated from California, okay? And that's what it looked like over in Southern California. This is what it looked like down here in Southeast Phoenix, over 300 miles away. And you're going to see...
No. 500 miles away.
See a secondary light appear, and it showed up at the beginning of the video.
I'm a little confused. You mean you can see something from that far away, 400 to 500 miles away? That's in California. I know it's up in space. I get it. All right. Well, whatever.
Over in Southern California, and this is the same object. This is a SpaceX rocket launch. You can start to see it right there, and it's going to pass the rocket itself. That's some sort of a light that had been following the SpaceX rocket launch and then just took off. I witnessed it firsthand. This is my video. I took it myself at 6:33 p.m. the night of December.
Wait a second. Wait a second. He's saying this other object went faster than the actual rocket launch. Hold on.
It originated from California, okay? And that's what it looked like over in Southern California. This is what it looked like down here in Southeast Phoenix, over 300 miles away. And you're going to see a secondary light appear, and it showed up at the beginning of the video over in Southern California. And this is the same object. This is a SpaceX rocket launch. You can start to see it right there, and it's going to pass the rocket itself. That's some sort of a light that had been following the SpaceX rocket launch and then just took off. I witnessed it firsthand. This is my video. I took it myself at 6:33 p.m. the night of December 23rd. This is clear back in 2017, but for some reason, that rocket launch is recirculating. Like I said earlier, I've had two different people.
He's high as fudge. This guy's off his rocker. This isn't an object that...
And it showed up at the beginning of the video. 100 miles away, and you're going to
this
see
object
a
is
secondary
here.
light appear, and it showed up at the beginning of the video over in Southern California. And this is the same object. This is a SpaceX rocket
Right
launch.
there.
You can start to
That's in front of this shit. The trees. What is he talking
see
about?
it right there, and it's going to pass the rocket itself. That's some...
All right, this guy's... I can't. I'm not. I can't. I mean, really? I mean, really? Oh, my God. Let's hear what he says about the chemtrail. Oh, this has been... I can't believe I haven't listened to this guy. I'm using this video for fair use, for educational purposes.
What looks like a roundish trail in the sky that was very perplexing to people that actually saw it. Here's a close-up of the front of this unusual streak in the early morning sky. Again, this was observed around 7 a.m. above the Lazy Mountain region of Alaska. See that diamond shape right there that appears to be reflecting sunlight more than likely? Either way, it's very bright. This is an inverted format. Light
It's not a diamond shape. It's globular. It's off. It's got an angle there and there and there. It's a freaking cloud.
It's dark, and dark is light, and you can see it looks blue in this format. It's not actually blue, but you can see how it's got an unusual shape, almost like
my
diamond
head
shape to it. I suppose it could have been some sort of a...
If he says UFO, we're done. We're done then.
A large meteor?
Oh, thank God.
No, I still have not gotten any confirmation exactly what this was. Witnessed on April 7th of 2022 above Alaska, leaving behind, again, a very unique trail in the sky that was witnessed by many people. So right now, it's still unclear what that object was above Alaska, April 7th at 7 a.m. Thanks, Regina, for the incredible photo. Really appreciate that. Got a quick look at today's ultraviolet reading from right out here. Possibly two sitting in the daytime sky cloud.
Oh, my God. We've got two triangular shapes here. We've got one UFO right here. You can see a hard edge coming right here. And, well, if you look over here, you got one here with another hard edge. Almost looks like buildings in the sky.
Clouds above New South Wales, Australia. Also shared this photo of an orange sky as thunderstorms were moving through the area. You can see the cloudy skies, and then right there at sunset, the clouds were bright orange, also producing some unusually wavy, very low to the ground clouds.
Here we've got some very photogenic clouds. Looks like, if you were to imagine, an ocean in the sky. This is one of those pictures that makes you scratch your head and say, good golly, Miss Molly. Let's see if he says that.
Visible from New South Wales. Unique clouds that you don't see very often. Staying in Australia, Queensland, photo sent in by Scott of Jupiter and Jupiter's moons over here on the left. And of course, our moon over there on the right. That is Jupiter. And here's a
and here we have what looks to be our moon. It's a very photogenic object in the sky at night. Every now and then you'll see it get bigger and bigger. We don't know why it does that, but it's up in the sky. And here you can see a bunch of what these called craters. Very photogenic, very scary. It almost looks like two eyes in the moon, and that's where the man in the moon comes from. So take a look at this and go screw yourself. Let's hear if he says anything like that.
Closer view of our moon sent in by Flipster out of Ormond Beach, Florida. Getting a close-up view. Very good view of the moon here. Sent in by Flipster. That would be Melly.
Here we've got a picture of the moon. Never seen this picture before. It's a picture of the moon. Yep, never seen anything like it in the 52 years been on the planet. We're looking at a picture here of the moon. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but we've got a picture here from Flipster. Very round, very defined edges. And here you can see what looks like a couple of eyeballs on the moon. Looks like maybe that's where the man in the moon lives. Very photogenic. Never seen anything like it, except for when I look up at the sky every time it's out. Forgive me on that one. Forgive me. Here we got a picture of the moon. Never seen a picture like this before. A very photogenic moon. It kind of almost looks like it's smiling at me every time I go outside and put the trash out. My wife says, "You look like the man on the moon," and I wouldn't have to disagree with her. Scientists say they can control the weather using chaos theory. Well, we'll have to talk about that some other time. Not in the mood. I abandoned the extraterrestria in 1967. When my own field investigations disclosed an astonishing overlap between psychic phenomena and the UFOs. The objects and apparitions do not necessarily originate on another planet and may not even exist as permanent constructions of matter. It is more likely that we see what we want and interpret such visions according to our contemporary beliefs. John A. Keel. So let me get this straight. Actually, Mike, why don't you come in here and say it? Mike Tyson, everybody. He'll tell you what he thinks about what this just said. And I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it. So this guy abandoned the extraterrestrials, the hypothesis in 1967. It wasn't really necessary that he did that, but what they're saying here is these objects and apparitions, they don't originate on any other planet. They're not. They're perpetual and in synchronicities with here on Earth. It's always inside your mind. Like when I bid Evander Holyfield's ear, all I could think about was Gus, my trainer. Forgive me, I get a little bit excited when I talk about Gus. He was like a father to me, you know. And it does. It's more likely that what we're seeing is from our own mind's eye. You know, like you ever hear people talk about their third eye? If Evander had a third ear, I would have bit it off. It's not that I like ears, it's just people don't listen. So, you know, I take the ear home with me and I eat it and I speak to it every night when I go to sleep. And I take a piece of Evander's ear and I put it on my pillow and I said, oh, you rest right there, Evander's Holy. Keep your ear on the pillow. I talk to it. I swear to God, it's as if it's existing right there in the presence of me. I have a piece of Evander Holyfield on my pillow next to my bed. It's almost as if having him there. So I pounded him, and I pounded the ear until it was meat. And then I ate it. I swear to God, I felt bad, but I felt better afterwards. I think I said too much. Thanks, Mike. We appreciate that. I don't know where you're going with that one. It was just a story. Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate it. But I thought it was something you wanted to say. You're going to get beefy with me now? Beefy. Not funny. Very immature. Very immature. Does anybody give a shit about what Chris Leto thinks about the Gary Reed firing? You know, I don't really like this thing. This Gary Reed. Yeah, he deserved it, I guess. If he was like sexually harassing, running you know what kind of environment that was. Anybody who's ever worked at a car dealership or a telemarketing room or anywhere, especially those places, anything in sales, there was always a Gary Reed as the boss. The sexual innuendos. He was a fun guy until he wasn't fun anymore. Yeah. And little Susie got mad. And then little Lou got even madder. And what happened? They turned against him. Oh, they wrote him up. They went to Human Resources. Gary Reed's in trouble because he just wasn't funny anymore. Because he just wasn't cool. He didn't give Susie the time off that she needed. Didn't give Lou an extra day vacation that he needed. So now he's the bad guy, Gary. That's how it was. Somebody who stays in that position that long and gets away with it for that long, everybody was in on it. I know the office environment. I know office politics. You all know it, you 9-to-5ers. You know it's not supposed to happen in the office, but there's going to be sexual tension when you're working with people 9-10 hours a day. It's going to happen because men and women should never work in the same office. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah, it sucks, but it's always been that way, right? I hate office politics. Hate it. Hate it. One day I'm going to go through, there was like 10 years where I had 2 jobs, but there was some years where I've had 3 different ones. Always work though, never without work. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't finish college and you start businesses and they don't work out the way you thought they were. Should. Anyway, couple more things here. I don't want to hear Chris Leto. Oh! Okay. Here's a UFO. I got something here for you. This comes from the Hidden Underbelly 2.0. Oh, this is good. This was yesterday. I didn't play it. Check it out. This is interesting. I want to know what you think. Not really. But I want to know what you think. I don't care. No, put it in the chat room. I'm not going to read it. No, seriously, let me know what you think when you see this one. He doesn't care. I do care. Is it the end of my show? Oh, it's the hidden underbelly. Whew. Scared me. Groovy music. Here we are in Netherlands.
Okay, guys.
Oh, sorry.
We have a crazy bit of footage to take a look at.
Oh, this is
and
good.
At the end of this footage, this UFO lands.
What?
So, guys, let's take a look at this footage, and then we'll have a real quick chat afterwards.
We are going to. Don't forget to tell them you're inside in fair use. Oh, right. I got fair use for educational purposes. Thanks, Mike. Just helping out. I'm going to bite your ear off. If you take off that headset, I'm going to eat it. Get out of here. I'm going to eat your ear. Hey, that looks like a drone balloon. It's a draloon. It's a badrone. It's no such thing as UFOs anymore. They're badrones or balloons. Hey, do yourself a favor. Stop moving the camera. If this person can stop moving the camera, I can tell which way the clouds are moving. Then we'll know. Stop. Can't tell this freaking guy. Can't tell. Yeah, you know what that looks like? It looks like a balloon. So far. It's pretty cool though. A little bit of a wobble. Maybe it's a
Aquí estamos en
Motero. Rona Matara Makira Machino. UFO. OVNI. Shut up. Bird.
Marica, mire, tiene... ¿Eso qué es? ¿Se me perdió?
¿Se te perdió?
Ahí lo cogí.
No es una cometa.
Esa es una cometa. Esto no me está máquina mató.
Pero ¿por qué una cometa no se mueve así?
Makura matar.
¿Es rojo? ¿O es un dron? No puede ser.
That's a balloon.
No, tampoco.
Come on. That's a UFO. Come on. That looks like a UFO.
Un globo.
Oh, that's interesting, right? So far.
¿Podría ser?
I see a wobble. It's wobbling. It's got balloon qualities. Now I'm a little depressed.
Ahí para que los investigadores del fenómeno OVNI lo puedan captar. Estas son las montañas.
It's pretty cool, though. Let's go a little forward here and watch it land. They tell us it lands here, right?
Ya no lo veo.
Where is it? Oh, here we go.
Easy keys.
Easy keezy, easy peasy. Hochi cochi, cuchicu.
¿Se perdió?
Ay,
Ya no lo veo.
papi. Get back to the freaking object. To the left. To the left. The other left. Thank you. There it is. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
¿Estamos a qué?
Get back to the thing over there. Get to the right. 3,
9 de abril del 2022. 6:15.
Thanks. What an idiot.
So, guys.
No. What an idiot. Now that guy ruined it. Yeah, it looks like balloons.
If this could be a drone, with the guy saying no, this isn't a drone, and I'm looking at this, and I don't believe this is a drone. If it is, judging from the distance and the size, it's a big drone. Okay, and look how it's just going. It doesn't seem to be gliding with the wind. It seems to be in some sort of control flight.
You know, isn't that weird? Because I don't see it that way. Do you see it as being in a controlled flight? Because to me it looked like it was just, you know, casually moving from left to right. And then slowly descended to the ground. But the guy moved his camera, so we couldn't see it all. Well, we weren't going to be able to see it to the ground. But
Se me perdió. Está en la nube, está en la nube.
that doesn't see now. If that object was turning, and when it went this way, then it went this way, then it went back up. Okay, now we're talking. But it didn't. It slowly and gradually went into its descent. And then when it got by the buildings, you know, the wind died down closer to the ground, didn't push it anymore. And I mean, it's interesting. I'm not kidding around. I like it. But the most logical explanation is usually the answer. It does look like balloons. By the way, I did my test on the debunking for that video. I'll have it up tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. But I did it. I got it done. I just have to put it together. Yeah. Unbelievable. That was an interesting sighting, I have to admit. But I am not happy with what's going to be happening here in the next couple of weeks to a month. I'm not going to be happy. Tomorrow, don't forget to watch the Josh and Artemis show because Andy's going to be there. And they're going to talk about these videos that are coming out May 27th. Well, not really, but we'll get a glimpse of it. You know what I mean? I'm just not happy with Andy. Not happy at all. Not happy at all. But tomorrow's Saturday, right? Tomorrow's Saturday. So we'll be back at 5 Eastern for Saturday in the UK tomorrow. Sunday is Easter. I don't know if I'm going to do a show. I may do something, though. But I want to thank the moderators and super chatters. What an incredible night. Thank you for everything. Seriously, you guys are in the PayPalers, and my goodness, I have the most awesome, you know. You guys are phenomenal. Hold on a second. I got a message here. Okay. That's okay, Coral. Appreciate it. Yeah, I know it's Easter weekend. I know it's Easter Friday. But we'll be back tomorrow anyway. 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And I'm thinking about trying out next week a different time. I may do 2 shows. An hour in the morning and an hour at night. So here's what I'm thinking of doing next week. 9 in the morning, 9 Eastern, 9 at night. Just to try it out. It won't change here. But next week, don't be surprised if you see me coming on an hour after Alien Girl. She's on at 7, I believe. She stays on for an hour. I think I want to do it. I'm going to try it. Doesn't mean you're going to get shortened here. It's just, I want to see what it's like. Thank you. Newcomers and veterans. I know, I'm taking my time. Thanks for everything. If you like the show, you know, come back, subscribe, share, like it. We do need 50 comments and 200 thumbs ups. So we're getting back to normal. We're almost where we were before we got strike down, but we got back up. We got back up and we're creeping back there. We're getting there. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out. I am going to be getting more guests. That is guaranteed now. So I'm thinking of having 2 to 3 guests a week. Try to do every other day. Like Monday guest. No, Monday no guest. Tuesday guest. Wednesday no guest. Thursday guest. Friday no guest. Saturday guest. Maybe. Saturday's going to be up and down. I want the UK to be fun. They deserve it. You guys are incredible, very, very generous, and I don't want to just make it every single Saturday. There's going to be a guest on. So, but thank you, everybody. Rich Giordano, and I appreciate. We're coming up on 1,000 shows, not GUFON. GUFON, the Rich Giordano show, and the AZ UFO show. Combine all three, and where I believe it was 988 is how many I counted. So we've got a couple of weeks, and we'll be at 1,000 shows total. And I know it's more than that, because I did some shows on other platforms. I'm not even counting those. But officially, yeah, because I was on PSN Radio for a while. That's right. I'm probably over 1,000. But we're going to make it official in roughly 12 days. So I think we're at 988. Hey, AL Warrior with the $5 GUFON Lives. Oh, and GUFON Lives. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with GUFON Lives. I'm thinking about something there. Interesting that you brought that up. Yeah, something's going to happen with GUFON Lives. We'll get that. I think I'm going to make it GUFON Clips. Like Joe Rogan clips, and it's going to be just the powerhouse portions of each show. That's all I can think of right now. Hey, man, I'm going to take you on a ride. Come down. Come on, AL Warrior. Whoa, let's go. Oh, yeah, I saw me. I flashed. Oh, I love this planet. Thanks, AL Warrior, continuing supporter of GUFON. I'm Rich Giordano for GUFON. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, for Saturday in the UK. And don't forget, we are, I know, Truthology for UFOlogy. We're getting out of here. Don't worry about it, all right?
There's a good thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over Jerusalem? And why did it download treasured sites in Christianity?